Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this session brought to you by PMP Mad Easy. In today's session, we would be going through the application process for the PMP exam, and we'll talk a bit about the exam format. And by that, we would be talking about the new exam format that went into effect on the 2nd of January 2021. So, first of all, what does a PMP application looks like, and are you eligible for that? So if you have a 4-year degree, aka if you have a bachelor's degree, and if you have 36 months of project experience, which can be leading a project or in a project, you can apply for a PMP application. On top of that, you would need 35 contact hours of project management education. There are a lot of places that can offer that, and you can definitely Google and see where you can find those 35 contact hours. We would also provide some links in the description which can help you navigate through that. Or you can apply, or you are eligible for a PMP application if you have a high school diploma. But rather than 36 months of project experience, you would need 60 months of project experience. And that could either be leading a project or in a project. And that could either be leading one project for the entire 60 months or multiple different projects in those 60 months. The 35 contact hour um, requirement doesn't change, irrespective of if you have a 4-year degree program or if you just have a high school diploma. You would need that irrespective, and that's sort of waived off if you have already taken a CAPM certification. So CAPM certification, mostly students take that if they want to pursue a career in project management. If you have that, that 35 contact hour requirement is waived off. If not, then you would have to take those either. So there are, like I said, we can provide certain links in the description which can help you navigate through that. But you can, if you are working in an organization, you can definitely reach out to them, and they would, you know, they can they do seminars and training sessions which can count towards those 35 hours of project management experience. So that's the eligibility of you being able to sit in a PMP examination. So what you can do is you can go to www.pmi.org. Doesn't You can sign up. You have to sign up and complete the application process. You just schedule an exam. You study hard as you can. You sit and you ace your exam. That's it's as easy as that. There's no other way. Once you register for an exam, you just have to give your 100% and study as hard as you can. Just be confident, sit, and you would be able to ace the exam. So the once you have completed the application, which we will get to in a moment, you can schedule an exam, and there are two ways you can schedule an exam. Either you become a member of PMI and schedule an exam, or you're still a non-member and you schedule an exam. I mean, there's no difference. There's not going to be any difference except in the difference in pricing. So if you're already a member, if you've been a member of PMI, the PMP exam will only cost you $405. But if you are not a member, it's going to cost you $555. And a lot of time, what people do is that they just take a PMI membership, and what it does is it saves them like $11 maybe, and but on top of that, they do get that membership. So a lot of people, rather than being non-member and paying for the exam in full, they just become a PMI member, and they can get the benefits of that membership. So there are certain benefits. One of those is that you get a PM book. You get an agile guidebook. So all of that, you get it for free. And on top of that, they send you invites for seminars, and review sessions that you can go to for free. So there is this advantage or benefit to being a member. So any one of you who is planning to take a PMP exam and is not a member, it's highly recommended that you become a member. And pay $405 and save around $11 becoming a member. So once you have that, that's how you pay for your examination, and this is how your application would look like. And of course, it's going to be. I'm going to come to that in a moment. That it's if you can, you can still see my screen. Yeah, there you go. This is my application, so just don't copy anything from here. But this is what a general application looks like. There would be your description of your name and everything, your email address, your phone number, your education background, and the projects that you've worked on. If you see, I've worked on a couple of projects that I've inserted in there. Your application would probably be similar to that. And that where you still have to go to the pmi.org website, and you just sign up there. I can probably show it to you here, and it'll probably be easier for you. But you just go there, and here you log in, or because you're going to log in, you're going to sign up if you're a new member. I'll sign up. I already have credentials. You log in here, and then what you do is you go to your dashboard, and then on the left side or the right side, you would be able to. It takes some time, but on the right side, you would be able to see some options which will help you guide through your PMP application. Obviously, mine doesn't show that because I'm already a PMP, but you can do that. Just like this, if you see there's this, I have a CAPM application pending, you would have something similar to that, but for PMP. So that's how you can do that, and that's what the application process looks like. Now there are certain things that are different, that would be different, and that they are different from the old to the new format. The old format was mainly focused on the 5 domains that you see. That's initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, and closing. Whereas the new format is more focused on the people part of the project, the process part of the project, and the business environment of the project. Now, a lot of people get confused that because these are totally different domains, it would be totally different. It's not. There is a people aspect in the initiating phase of a project, and there's also a people aspect in all other domains of the project, like planning, executing, monitoring, and control. Similarly, there are processes in initiating phase of a project, and so on and so forth. And business environment is how the organizational culture of business. That's pretty much similar to the old format. The only thing that has changed is that now you would be graded differently. Initially, all the questions would fall under those 5 domains. Now they would fall under 3 domains. And now you would also be graded on these 3 domains rather than the 5 project life cycle phases, which they are most commonly known as, because these are project life cycle phases: initiating phase, planning phase. But what PMP is now trying to do is they want to grade you on the people, the process, and the business environment in the project. So there's nothing a lot that has changed from the old to the new, except if you do dig deep into the exam content, there are a few things that PMP has added. That's beyond the scope of today's presentation. We can probably get to that in later sessions. But the main difference is that the grading would now be changed. So if you can see here, previously people were graded on monitoring and control, initiating phase, planning phase, closing phase, executing phase. Now you would be graded on the three domains, the other three domains, the people, the process, and the business. It would the pass and the fail would probably still be similar. Needs improvement, below target, on target, and above target. So those will still be the same. And just an FYI, previously PMP consists of 200 questions, which were purely MCQ based questions. But now what they have done is they've switched towards 180 questions, and those are not all multiple choice questions. I'll get to that later of what type of questions you can expect, and what would be the format of those questions. That I will get to that in a while. So yeah, just again, just a brief recap that the new exam would have three domains as opposed to the five domains that they previously used to grade you on. And everything, pretty much the main difference between the new format is that the new format would have more adaptive life cycle questions. Now, adaptive life cycle question is you agile, iterative, incremental, Kanban, Scrum. These are all examples of adaptive life cycle projects. So previously, PMP was mostly focused on predictive life cycle, which is a waterfall approach that you go into an initiating phase, then go into a planning phase, then executing, then monitoring and control, and finally towards the project closeout. Now they want to integrate both predictive and adaptive into their exam. So you should expect a lot of adaptive life cycle questions, and those questions in those life cycle, you should expect most of the question to be focused on the people aspect of the project. What do I mean by people aspect of the project? That would be how to resolve a conflict, right? How to conduct negotiations, or how to conduct meetings, how to conduct data gathering sessions. All of that, that's all people, where where there's the soft skills are more pertinent than the technical or the hard skills. But there is this process side of the project too, right? Because there are processes in a project too. So that is also that 50, you can expect 50% of the questions to be focused on that too. What the processes are, if you can see on the right hand side of your screen, all the plan scope management, collect requirements, plan cost management, manage quality, monitor risk, control procurements. These are all processes. So you would be judged, you would be graded, and you would be assessed on that too. So you should expect the process, different processes to consist of 50% of the PMP exam. The later 8% of the exam is purely dedicated to business side of the project, um, which could be about the organizational culture, which could be about the organizational practices, which could be about organizational process assets, which includes historical information, which includes lesson learned repository. It could also be a business side of the project also deals with the environmental impact, environmental factors. So that you would be graded, you would be assessed on that too. So that's the main difference from the previous to the newer PMP exam, is that now there would be an equal split between the predictive and the adaptive life cycle, and you would be assessed on the people, process, and the business domain of the project. The key knowledge areas from the past, from the old to the new PMP exam, would still remain the same. However, there are certain changes in the processes when you talk about predictive life cycle and adaptive life cycle. Again, that's not the scope of today's presentation. We would be covering that in later sessions. So that's the thing, right? A lot of people ask, okay, there is a change, but what can we expect? What are the most common type of PMP questions that you can expect? Well, the most common type, the most commonly used questions are situational questions, where you would be asked to judge a situation, to assess a situation. The most common is like, what should a project manager do next? Or what should the project manager have done? So all these kind of questions are situational questions. And there are a lot of situational questions on PMP exam. The other type of questions would include ITTO based questions. Now, ITTO is an acronym for inputs, tools, techniques, and output. You would be asked, okay, what in this certain process, which tool should the PMP use? There's a chance that you might also be asked definition based questions, which are not that common, which are very least likely to happen. But yeah, they can ask you, hey, of the four options, which which one closest represents risk mitigation? So you would have to pick the right one or the closest one. There would be questions on ethics, on professional and social responsibility. There are four key things that PMI emphasizes on when it comes to professional and social integrity in a project: fairness, um, tra- transparency, respect, and responsibility. And you would be asked on that too, right? You would be asked that, hey, your friend cheated on a PMI exam. Should you report it or not? If you are a PMP professional, you have to report it because it falls under the category of responsibility. There would be formula based question where you would be asked to calculate something where it could be a burn down rate of an iterative chart, or a CPI, which is cost performance index, or scheduled performance index. You would have to calculate that. So those, you can expect those kind of questions. And lastly, you would be asked about knowledge based questions. It would be simply, okay, this is a situation, which process is the project team in? That's it. Those are sort of easy. The most that people find difficult are situational questions, because you have to assess the situation and then answer that, what should the project manager do next, or what should the project manager have done to avoid the scenario or situation, all of that. Do be careful and practice a lot of situational types questions to increase your stamina of answering those kind of questions. Now, that's the type of questions that you would encounter in the PMP exam. Now, PMP exam from the past has changed a bit. Now, moving forward in the new PMP exam, there would definitely be multiple choice questions, but in addition to that, there would also be multiple response questions. So, for instance, rather than selecting just one option, you would have to either select one, two, three, or probably all the options. There would be questions on matching, so which is fairly easy. Like, if you can see on the right side of your screen, the top figure shows you, hey, these are the processes. Now match them to their process group. So identify stakeholder actually occurs in the planning phase of a project. So you move that, and it's a very interactive question. So you would be interacting with the question. So you would have to move that from that side to the yellow block. Now, hotspot questions, you would be asked to pick an option from the figure which was not previously used. So you would be asked, and this is again very iterative. Rather than having four multiple choice questions, you would be asked to pick um, you know one of the four options. And lastly, fill in the blank. So, which is easy. Um, you know, blah 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 dash, and that would be a fill in the blank. So you can expect the exam to look a bit different if you have if you have taken PMP exam in the past. You would see something different in the newer one. But if you are a new applicant, then that's fine. You should concentrate on these 5 question formats. So yeah, I mean that's the it's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard, to be honest. You would have to give a lot of time. It would take good amount of studying, a good amount of focus, but just keep on pushing forward. Just keep on pushing forward. Remember, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Once you are done with that exam, you would be ecstatic. You would be happy. It would have you would feel that you have achieved something. So just go ahead and be strong and keep on moving forward. Um, Please do subscribe to the channel for these amazing videos and sessions that we would be doing. You can also join our Telegram group. That would be most helpful to you. We would um, you would we would provide the link in the description of this video. Go ahead, join that group. People there are amazing. They're all in the same boat. Either the people there are new to the PMP exam, or they have already taken it and then they're retaking it. It's helpful. There are a lot of things that happens there. A lot of questions are posted almost every day, along with answers. There are so many. There's a Google Drive folder which has a lot of resources that could come in handy to you. There are amazing members who help you with explaining a lot of things. I mean, I cannot stress much how amazing the members are. They're all helping each other. We hold seminars and sessions every week. Plus, we post small, short videos on YouTube so that you can make the most of it. And lastly, it provides a platform for you all to communicate with your peers. I mean, it's so important to to communicate with people who are going through the same process. You would need it. There would come a time when this would be so much that you would either feel sad or depressed, and that's when you need the peers who are going through the same journey. Go ahead. Provide you with that link at the bottom of the at the in the description, and yeah, join and happy studying. Bye bye.